worked from 4 to then, and then at that point I was working on Lawyer 1 and work at my fave clients. Hit save. See? And actually you could just click on it to get the details as to who it was, how long they did it, what amount of time they did it. When it does the tracking time, you can actually say track in fractions or track in, I think it just 0 to 60. We use the fractions because they're easy to add up. You don't have to worry about dividing by 60 later to get full-fledged hours when we run some reports on our own stuff. So manage timesheets give you a nice little time slider. When you're an admin, as I am now, I only have one employee right now, but what I could do is on top here, actually has a little box that says search for employee. So I could look for another employee, add them, and then I could see everyone's time as a slider here to compare people's times throughout the day. Manage job codes is what we did in the beginning, so I could just add a new job code. Say screencasting. I eventually realized, I'm spending a lot of time here. I really should say this is screencasting. It's billable at how much per hour. You could set for individual employees. I'll show you in a little bit. You could set their rates. I'm going to assign this to everyone. There's only one of me, so it's not a big deal. If I want to edit an old one, you say, it wasn't Doctors 1, it was Doctor 1. I'll just save that. What else can you do? Oh, you could duplicate it, which is a great deal, great thing. So let's say here, let me edit the doctor. Actually, under the doctor, I want to assign different things. So IT work, and also under the doctor, do office work. And let's say also I do some medical billing. So this is pretty cool. So what will happen now, I'm going to go to my doctor, and no, this actually has to refresh because I just added that. So let me start a new time card here. Okay, see now the doctor has things under them, and I'm doing IT work for him. So now I have a second layer of actual roles that I have. The way we use it is actually we have a project, and then underneath that we have roles. Different things like design, development, information architecture, all types of things. It's easy for us to define that way. When you set up your company in the system, you have to figure out what's the best way for you to track things. Let me go back to, I'm going to manage employees. Click on myself. You can see here, here's all my information. Here's permissions, different types of things I could do. There's help all along the way here. They do a really good job of documenting everything. They have forums. The support there is great. We've actually talked to the owner of the company when we first signed up. Funny thing happened is we tried to duplicate our system that we had at the time directly into T-Sheets, and it was very cumbersome, and we were trying to get very granular with what we were tracking, and we actually broke their system because we had it wasn't the amount of projects we had, it's the amount of roles that we had underneath each project. So each one of our projects had about 20 to 30 different things that you could be doing on a project underneath them. We decided to, after we broke their system, we took a step back and realized we were getting too granular with what we needed. We just broke it down to about 5 or 6 things that we actually do need to keep track of. Everything qualifies under one of those things, and it simplified everything for us. At the same time, it stopped breaking their database system. They've since then have corrected everything, but it was a nice. It actually worked out better for us that it broke their system, and we had to take a step back and take a look at what we were doing. We did realize we were trying to get way too granular with it, and it wasn't really worth it. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze, so we simplified things. Here you could take permissions off for things. Like I say, I'm no longer working with the doctor too. The great thing about this, you set up a project. Let's say I'm working on Doctor 2 today. 1 month down the line, I'm no longer on the project. Another tech lead is on it. I'll add him, take myself off. That's it. It doesn't get rid of all my old time tracking hours. Everything is still in the system. I just won't see it in any of my time cards, which is great. So you will never lose old hours just because you take someone off a project. It's always in the system. Makes it simple. Because in the shop we'll have somewhere between 10 to 20 projects, I would say, running at a time, and we try to keep this list as short as possible. So the simplest way to do that is only put people on projects that they're actually on. Don't assign every project to every employee. It just makes this list long, and you're just wasting time by doing that. If you go to my account, this is where actually you can set up all the billing information, enabling stuff. They have add-ons like FreshBooks for invoicing. They have Jot for toll-free. They have voice recognition for submitting stuff. You could actually submit your hours through text messages, through the iPhone. They actually opened up a T-Sheets API. We'll have to check that out. We haven't messed around with this, and I know they set this up last week or two. Twitter. You could actually submit your hours and start the clock and stop the clock running straight through Twitter. Which is a nice little add-on. And then you can log out, you can go to invoicing, stuff like that. Let me show you the reports. The reports are pretty cool. Oh, that's right. You need a pop-up blocker keep that from not running. So since I'm the only employee, it doesn't show the employee text box here, but there's actually an employee text box. So you could say, I want to look at a particular employee only. You would start typing in the person's name. It does like a Google predictive text. It actually looks through your list, says, okay, Mike Alfaro. It fills in the rest of my name, and would filter by that. So I'm just doing all job codes, everything for this month. You could export this PDF. You get a regular CSV, which is formatted this way, and then they have the basic CSV, which is actually, let me click on them so you can actually see what the differences are. The regular CSV pretty much looks like a duplicate of what the report looks like, but as close as it can be in Excel. So you can see it's got the headers, it's got the little summary at the bottom. Very, very simplified. Now the basic is great for importing into a database if you want to massage the numbers later. See, it's just one header row, all the data, that's it. Very clean, very simple. Great for importing. The other one is mainly, you can check them out, a little side-by-side action here. The other one you would have to do a little bit more cleanup on to import. We actually use the basic for taking the numbers in and running different reports on them. Great feature here. They've recently, I would say the last 3 months, they added these graphs here. They always had a breakdown of hours here, the way they have them right now. And then you can actually see all the time in, time outs, every entry. If you're entering